Hey Internet, Eric here. Um, Today's my movie thoughts is an interesting one. I'll say that. It's a first time watch for me from beginning to end. I do remember a couple specific scenes. I remember this is one of those movies that stuck with me, um, or has scenes that stuck with me for over 25 years. We'll say that. I remember my mom watched this a long time ago when I was really, really young, but I've never seen this from beginning to end. And I only remember one specific scene. So basically, it is a first time view. Today, I'm going to try to discuss altered states. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, all that jazz. This came out in 1980. And what I'm going to do is because I've already said this movie is going to be kind of hard for me to discuss because I was so fucking confused during a lot of it. I'm going to read the description that Netflix sent. All right. Harvard scientist Eddie Jessup, William Hurt. I think this said this was William's first movie. The man doesn't really age. The only difference here is he actually looks younger because he's clean shaven. Harvard scientist Eddie Jessup's mind altering experiments on himself involving a hallucinatory drug. Yeah, we'll get to that. And an isolation chamber get out of control when his handiwork shuttles him back and forth on the evolutionary spectrum from human to ape man. Equal parts sci fi actioner, 1960s psychedelic trip, no shit, and farce. The film was based on somebody whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, novel, and received Oscar nominations for music and sound. Blair Brown co stars, whatever. Okay, wow. Oh, this was a fucking confusing movie. It had a very, 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 very slow burn. But when shit finally started to happen, holy shit. Alright, first off, we're going to get to William Hurt. William Hurt is great, as always. If you've ever seen William Hurt, you know the man can act. And he does really good here. Really good when he's supposed to be scared. Really good when he's supposed to be stern. Really good when he's just supposed to be William Hurt. So he's good throughout the entire movie. Always a good performance by him. The other actors, I don't know their names, but I will say this: his love interest, who ends up being his wife, they have a really good chemistry when they first meet and they fall in love. Then eventually we cut to the future. You know, they are in a strained marriage, going through a separation and eventual divorce. She still does a really good job showing that she loves him, even though he's just obsessed about work. So she's really good. The other two characters, there's only really two more characters in this film that really matter. We have William Hurt's assistant. He is the one that observes William while William's in the isolation chamber. He's really good. Good job, showing that he's like the best friend that cares about William's safety, his health, this and that. He's good enough friend to care about his failing marriage. Great performance. I loved him. Again, good chemistry with him and William. And then only other person of merit to discuss is the doctor. After all the crazy shit starts happening to William, we have this doctor brought in, and of course he's doing like X-rays and just physical examinations. And he is this smart, yet, how would you say? When William believes like his body's changing type of thing, the doctor of course doesn't believe it because he knows medical history. He's a doctor, obviously, so he doesn't believe any of this shit. And really fun performance. He brings a bunch of much needed humor to this film. So the performances in this film are great. Everyone works well with each other. And then we take a turn for the what the fuck. Okay? Because this movie really, really confused me a lot. And I think it's because it's so psychedelic and trippy and in your face. And at least to me, not a lot of it was explained. I don't know why William is really... I'm just going to call him William. I know his character's name is Eddie. I'm going to call him William Hurt. Not a lot is really explained what he's doing these isolation chamber experiments for. If they did explain it, I couldn't pick it up. I don't know why eventually he went with his buddy to some, I think it's Central American country, and met with the natives there and took some hallucinatory drug that really made things go really fucking trippy and in your face and over the top. I didn't get that. explanation wise, and then all the visions he sees. Yeah, I don't know if this movie was just trippy for trippy's sake, because again, I didn't get any of it, and when you throw all that shit at me without an explanation, I kind of tune out. So it was one of those. It's one of those movies. At least it's got a slow burn, but then they throw some stuff at you to keep you interested, so you want to know where the hell this is gonna go. Um, and then eventually, finally, the good stuff happens. I think after the first hour, all right, William finally starts to, how would you say, de-evolve, I guess, to steal from Super Mario Brothers movie, because this is when it really starts getting good. He's on the outs with his. It's a really cool, creepy scene. He's separated from his wife. He wakes up. Um, I think he had just had a seizure or something in the tub before. Either that happens right before or right after this scene. They pull him out of the chamber and he's bleeding from his mouth or type of thing. And he's in a bed with some random girl, and he wakes up and he looks at his arm, and his arm starts like folding and bubbling and stuff, and some fantastic practical special effects. Looks uncomfortable and abnormal. It's really creepy. And then he looks down at his stomach, and his stomach, like my wife walked in at this part, and she got weirded out. His stomach just starts convulsing and bubbling and just like a lava lamp. Okay, that's the first thing I thought, or like a water bed. It just weird like that. And then he went and go take a shower, and we looked down at his feet. They were this weird fucking like ape-man feet, the opposable toe all the way out here and stuff. Really, really uncomfortable, weird, but you gotta focus on it. So the practical effects for that stuff in this movie, fantastic. And then we get the biggest holy shit scene, in my opinion. I'll give a shout out to my friend Queenie Tot. She's got a great channel. She was doing a live stream, and I was saying how I took a break from watching this after this scene, because I was telling her, and whoever her guest was at that time, sorry, I was watching Altered States for the first time, and they're like, wow, holy shit, you're in for a wild ride. And they weren't kidding, especially when this scene happened, and I told them I had to go. I got to pay attention. And they're like, yeah, this is one movie you can't be picking and choosing when you watch. So I left that stream at just the right moment, because this is when William Hurt finally de-evolves into this weird half man, half monkey creature. And he escapes the isolation pod, or whatever you would call it. And the night janitor or night watchman or whatever hears these sounds coming from the room, and he opens the door, and just jumping right at the camera is this, I don't know if it's William Hurt or just another actor, is this hairy, creepy, screeching monkey man creature running around, screeching, chasing this dude. It's horrifying. It's horrifying to watch, because it's just primal, and you don't know what the fuck this creature is. Eventually, he's got like a pipe or something, and he's chasing the night watchman, and the night watchman slams the door just in the middle of time. Of course, William Hurt's creature, monkey man, whatever you call it, is like running straight towards the camera. Eventually, he gets out, and he's jumping up the pipes, and he escapes. And then he's out in the public, and this is also horrifying, because he's running around on abandoned cars. He's being chased by dogs. Dogs are biting him. He's beating the dog with a pipe or a brick or something. It's truly frightening. We get the close-up looks of what William's character looks like now, and it is fucking horrifying. Probably the best sequence in this film is when he jumps out full monkey man, chases the guard, gets out, is chased by a couple of dogs, and then just he goes into a zoo, and he deals with all the creatures, the animals there. Wow, memorable. And then he wakes up, and he's getting bailed out of jail, because apparently he woke up butt ass naked. He's now human again in the zoo. Kind of reminds me of American Werewolf in London. When that character, is it named David, wakes up naked in the zoo. And this came out first. This came out in 1980. I think American Werewolf in London was after that. So there's that memorable scene. And then we get more trippy shit. More he's back in the chamber, and he's morphine, and we get close up of his face, and his face is morphine, and we get psychedelic colors and this and that. And then the wife, they're still married, so I'm gonna call the wife. She walks down, she sees him, and he has morphed into like this gigantic. He looks like a mix. He's still white, Caucasian, but he looks like a mixture of like chewed up bubble gum and a turd, and he's got one arm over here, and just weird, creepy look, and it's causing the room to bend and fold, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then it stops, and then so I'm still so confused about what the hell's going on. And then the end happens. I mean, if you're confused now, how do you think I felt? I watched this whole movie. The end happens, and he's back to the bubblegum turd creature, coming down a hallway, and the wife, like, they just had sex, and, because she's just wearing a towel, or she covered herself up with a blanket, and she walks down to save him, and she touches him, and she shoots back, and she's now on fire, or she looks like a really bad pixelated Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. And he's trying to get his humanity back to save her, and he's banging against the walls, just like I'm sure this is where they got it, the Take On Me video, he's banging on the walls, trying to turn back human, and he finally does, and she walks up to him, and she kisses him, and she turns normal, and then this is the scene, that's the scene I remember as a kid, because she turns normal, they're kissing, they're both butt-ass naked, and then the movie ends. I don't know what happened. I don't know how him banging on the walls got him back to normal. I don't know if that was just him, like I said, fighting and getting his humanity back. I don't know why she was set on fire, and then it just ends. So there's no explanation. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I just watched. I don't know if I can recommend Altered States. We got great performances by every single cast member. We have that horrifying and terrifying Monkey Man scene. My God, you gotta see that to believe it. I watched it, and it was truly terrifying. Watching that thing fucking run at the camera. But I was so confused during the rest of this movie. I don't think I would ever watch this movie again. I think I would just go on Wikipedia or any other YouTube channels to see if they could explain what the hell's going on. I don't regret watching Altered States, but I still don't know what the hell is going on in Altered States. So take that as you will. Great performances, terrifying scene, the special effects, the body horror type practical effects. Oh, that scene where he's morphing in the bed and then in the shower. Great. But it's a weird, trippy fucking movie, and I don't think I'll ever watch it again. So that's what I think of Altered States. I mean, when I turn this back to Netflix, they're going to give me, the option to rank it 5 stars. I'll rank it 3 because of that terrifying scene, the special effects, and the good performances. But that's all it gets because I don't know what the fuck's going on in the rest of it. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Click the bell. Comment below. If you've seen Altered States, tell me what the hell's going on, because I don't know. But in the end, thank you for watching, blah, blah, blah. Cheers, and still don't know what the fuck's going on in that movie. Help me, please. Later.